MVP caliber season. She is going to be going up tonight against Nyjah Kennedy, who has been dynamite for the Bolts in the month of July. We welcome you into the broadcast booth. Jeff Arnold alongside former Big 12 Conference Player of the Year, Amanda Scarborough. Great to be with you. And the Spark, we know what they can do offensively, but at the same time, the Volts are playing their best softball right now.
Tough matchup for the Spark because the offense is their strength, but with the Volts, the way that they've been pitching on a 3-game win streak all of a sudden here late in the season, this is going to be tough for the Spark hitters to get things going. This is a must-win game for the Spark. They're currently in 4th place in the standings, top 3, go to the playoffs, but Nyjah Kennedy, Ali Carta, and Rachel Garcia all got a start against the Blaze in the...
And has allowed just 1 earned run in 14 innings. First pitch swinging. Fly ball in the left field. Deja Mulipola, who's playing her 2nd game in left, is there to make the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out for Kennedy. So here's a look at the Oklahoma City Spark lineup. The Spark winners of 4 out of their last 6 games. Look at how Sydney Sherrill has performed. 500 batting average over an 8-game hitting streak. And then that top 4 right there is as tough as it gets in the AUSL.
Right away having to face Maya Brady, who majority of this season has been the leadoff hitter for the Spark, but Sydney McKinney leadoff, moved Maya Brady down to the 2-hole, and Sid Romero, who's having a hot season too, on deck in the 3-hole.
Yeah, you see a couple of different MVP candidates. Maya Brady, she missed 4 games on account of an injury, but she is still right there with among the best players in the league. Bunts this one foul. And you mentioned, Amanda, you have Sydney Romero, the year that she has had. And then you also have to factor in Sammy Williams as well, who's come out of nowhere for Chicago.
Yeah, the 1-2 punches that the Spark and the Bandits have are the best in the league. Or I guess it was a 1-2 punch at 1 and 2 in the order with Maya Brady and Sid Romero. Now it's going to be a 2-3 punch in the lineup with them moving down a spot in the lineup. But Maya Brady hitting for average, hitting for power, scoring a lot of runs, in large part because Sid Romero is driving her in.
2 balls and 2 strikes. She's got a 5-game hitting streak going right now, and what's amazing about it for Brady is that if you look at her total time spent in the AUSL, she's hit safely in 21 of her 22 career games.
When she has been healthy and in the lineup, she has been not even just one of the best hitters in the AUSL, but one of the best hitters in the world with what she's been able to do and the way that she's playing this summer. Been absolutely electric to watch on defense as well.
She'll take down for ball 4, so Nyjah Kennedy hands out a free ticket, and Sydney Romero coming up against this Nyjah Kennedy pitch mix.
And Kennedy's still going to use her rise ball the most out of any of her pitches. That's a pitch that she is known for, 70 up in the zone. Mixing in her curveball and her changeup as well. Her curve and her changeup in terms of the batting average against they've been her best pitches.
Fly ball out to right field. Coffey going back. It's off the bottom part of the wall. Bobbles for a moment. Here comes the send around for Brady. Throw is cut off by Romero, and it's an RBI double for Sydney Romero. So what did you say, Amanda? Big difference in the month of July.
Big time understatement. Not allowing as many home runs off of her rise ball. That was something that when she came in, you could tell that her rise ball wasn't as effective against these pro hitters as what she was used to seeing throughout her college career. So she's had to shift. She's been working on her mechanics. She's been throwing more curveballs and throwing more changeups, which has been a very effective mix, and working with her pitching coach, Josh Trevino.
The other thing that we heard about Kennedy, too, is that she's very accountable. So if she's not getting everything quite right, she will be the first one to tell you. And it's been fun to see the adjustments that she's made in year 1 of the AUSL. Kennedy's 2-2. 3-2 now against Amari Harper.
When she said on Saturday when we had a chance to talk to her in a chair chat that she's starting to feel more like herself again. And you could tell that when she said that, she meant it. And she's been pitching like it.
Down the line and right, that is foul. So Harper really turning on that one.
The one thing that I'm already noticing about Nyjah Kennedy's curveball in comparison to...
So it'll be Riley Boone to start things off. And she'll cut and miss with the first pitch she sees out of Jalen Ford.
Good to see Jalen Ford get just her second start of the year. They've been using her a ton in relief. I think they have a lot of belief in her and her mindset and the way that she is a veteran, has played many years of professional softball, so they believe in her in those high leverage moments. But this is a pretty high leverage moment too. Giving her the start, feels like the season is on the line. Every game moving forward is going to be a must-win game for the Spark. So give the ball to Jalen Ford coming from the left-hand side. She is a tough lefty-on-lefty matchup.
1 ball and 2 strikes. I mean, a lot of professional experience since 2017. She's competed in the Japan Diamond League. And it's, I think, maybe the real question mark about the Spark. Are they going to be able to do enough on the pitching side of things? Boone into center field. Brady is able to make the catch on the run.
And of course, coming from the left-hand side with Jalen Ford, she's going to rely a lot on her curveball. She can throw it on both sides of the plate. It is her most used pitch. She'll throw it 64% of the time, what we've seen from her. And her first AUSL season of competition also mixed in a rise and a changeup. Her changeup is one of her best chase pitches. 44% of the time she gets a chase on that change.
And the good thing, if you are in the circle for Oklahoma City, you know your offense is going to back you up. Here's Danica Coffey for the Volts. And there is strike 1 into her. Oklahoma City coming off a win against Utah on Sunday.
And somehow all of a sudden we're just, a week away from College Station. Maybe a little bit more, but regular season ends on July 20th, so time is winding down.
I mean, and a lot is at stake still. Like, who is going to end up claiming that top spot in the AUSL? You were thinking for most of the year that's going to be Utah, but Chicago is right behind, and Chicago and Utah are going to play each other to finish off the regular season.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to be so locked in. Jeff, I know this is the first time that we're working together, but I watch every game. I'm locked in to every AUSL game. Now, in the college game, there's a lot more games, so I can't watch every game. But I'm watching softball every night. I am going to be watching an AUSL game every day from now until July 20th, because there will be one, and all of them are going to be so important. I just cannot believe that the Talons and Bandits play each other for the final weekend. They're going to be playing for that top seed.
Coffey swings and misses. So Ford picks up a strikeout.
This is that rise ball.
The next appearance that she makes is going to match an AUSL single season record. She leads the league with 14 appearances on the year.
I was thinking the other day when Nyjah was pitching Jeff, how she's going through these mechanical changes in the bullpen at practice in between her appearances in the circle, and just how difficult that is for a pitcher to make changes in the bullpen, but then to also be thinking about it in the game while you're facing some of the best hitters in the world. That's not an easy thing to do. She has made it look fairly easy because she's so athletic and in tune with her body, but it's not easy to do, to execute mechanical changes and still perform at a high level like she's doing.
Well, especially when you know if you're Kennedy, you're going to be pitching every couple of days. So there's not a whole lot of time in which you have to do it. But give credit to Kennedy for how she's come along, and also credit to pitching coach Josh Trevino, who's worked very well with her.
Look, because when you're out there, you want to trust yourself completely. You want to be focused on who's up and the spot that you want to hit, and what the umpire is giving you in the situation. The last thing you want to be thinking about is mechanical stuff. That's more of that preparation mindset that goes into practice and the bullpen. But she's probably doing a little bit of both.
Gordon back to the circle. Kennedy is going to get the force out at third. That's an out, but it's a big one. And you also keep the double play in order. And so we'll head over to McKinney, and we're going to send it down to Maria Trivalpiece with more about Nyjah Kennedy.
Well, Amanda, you were just touching on how in tune Nyjah Kennedy is with her body. In between innings, she's actually working on her drag foot in the dugout, pulling it across, and so constantly working on it, not just in the bullpen, but during the game as well.
Ray, you're a rock star to even notice that and just see what Nyjah Kennedy is doing in the dugout in between innings. Maybe that's something that she felt in the first inning. Remember, we talked about her curveball was a little bit on the plate in the first inning. she probably noticed that. Michaela Edenfield probably gave her that feedback of like, hey, we need to get this curveball a little bit more on the corner, and working on that in between innings. I absolutely love that, and Nyjah Kennedy always trying to develop and be better at her craft.
Set down by McKinney. Kennedy just in time. Really good pitching by Nyjah Kennedy. She got herself in some trouble with pieces of your offense. You hit over 500. Rest of the team, but then you also have to factor in just how good the pitching was in those 3 games as well. And it was a stretch, and it's been a stretch for Texas where they brought it all together.
That's the thing about the Blaze and their struggles right now. The Blaze are still in the postseason hunt, but they have not done themselves any favors. They've had heartbreaker after heartbreaker, losing, I think, 4 walk-offs in their last 5 or 6 games. I mean, it has been tough going for the Blaze, who are still fighting for a top 3 spot in the standings for a chance at the playoffs.
Here's Jackie Liss at her first pro home run in the first inning yesterday. As Texas getting that run will win against the Carolina Blaze. Out to the gap, and this is going to get down. Cut off by Harper, though. She's going to limit Liss to a long single. Tonight, NBA Summer League continues. Nuggets Thunder at 9 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. Josh Urich, the third base coach, has to go jumping out of the way.
73 miles an hour off the bat, so that one got on him in a hurry. But the razzle-dazzle, yep, absolutely what Michaela Edenfield is known for. She's very proud of it, takes a lot of effort and attention into the makeup that she puts, especially on her eyes pregame. Part of her pregame routine.
Did you have any special pregame routines when you would pitch?
I think I just put my socks on the same way. Other than that, pretty basic. Put the uniform on the same way. Had a sparkly headband, and I was feeling like I was good to go at that point.
Enfield down the line and right. Harper's been busy. Is there to make the catch. So it makes a nice play there as Enfield gave it a ride. 1 out in the bottom of the second. This is the tough part if you're Nyjah Kennedy. You battle back down 3-0, now 3-2. Where do you go? See if you can get Sydney Romero.
Try to go to a changeup and catch her off guard, but I have a feeling they're not going to do that.
Lifts it out to left. Jennings and Mulipola, miscommunication. The ball drops in there, and it's going to be Romero at second base. We said for Mulipola, just her second game out in left field.
It's already on the tip of my tongue here. I can't wait to say it because Deja Mulipola, just her second start in left field. Tiare Jennings has been at shortstop, but just a miscommunication there between Jennings and Mulipola. And Mulipola not even in a great position to catch that. So it's going to be a double, I think.
A throwing standpoint.
Well, I think it's different for the Spark overall to go from playing at their home field for so long in Oklahoma City. That is a all-turf infield at Oklahoma City Christian, wherever that is their home field, where they play their home games, and then go into an all-grass infield that's wet. Going to definitely be playing a little bit slower and different.
Outside 1-2. Up the middle. There's one. Safe at first base. Romero caught it barehanded. A few extra style points there, but not able to get Mulipola on the back end.
That's so close. I think Amber Flores should challenge this, especially with where we're at.
Good pitch, Nyjah, see you. The MLB legends are obviously always so great. Just the MLBX family is super awesome, and just learning from them, watching their swings, and some of the celebrity there too. Just it was just really, really awesome. Come on, Nyjah, you win this one. You win this one. Yes, that's it. Love it. See you working. See you working. Reset. Here we go. Let's roll it. Yeah, me and you.
You sold me. I was about to write strikeout, by the way, Tiare, and then I noticed that Sydney Sherrill is running down to first base, but you sold me on that.
I'm trying. I love watching Nyjah compete. She's been feeling like herself lately, and it's been really awesome just to play behind her and connect with her a little bit more. So it's been fun watching her.
What's the thing about the development of Nyjah that maybe you've admired the most, just kind of coming off a long college season and right into the AUSL?
I think the first day she came, she didn't have the outing she wanted, and she apologized. So
just in this game with the amount of walks that they've drawn, and I can't say, too, I can't necessarily blame a tight zone from the umpire. I haven't really noticed any calls that just haven't gone their way, just a lack of command, and Spark's showing a lot of patience.
In this inning, we've seen the Spark load up the bases without the benefit of the Hicks. Walk to Sherrill, Warren, and Gordon. And this is kind of where Nyjah Kennedy was in the second inning, having some trouble with the bottom part of the Spark order before she got out of it.
Really careful with who's coming up right now. So double play opportunity with the bases loaded, even though Carta is a little bit more of an upspin pitcher. But Maya Brady on deck, and then Sid Romero in the hole. This has an opportunity to be a big inning for the Spark if they take advantage of it.
McKinney puts it in play. Coming home, wild throw. It gets beyond Edenfield. And now you're going to see Oklahoma City take the lead. Now just a wild throw there by Roos. Enfield was not able to adjust. And Oklahoma City grabs two off the poor throw.
Surprised not to see her just try to tag the runner that was running in front of her. We'll take another look at it right here. I guess it was a little bit too far back behind her, so decided to make that throw home. And I think just feeling the pressure, being a new player on this Volts team, maybe a wet ball too with the infield, playing in the grass, not getting a good grip on it.
So they're still at second and third. And the situation that you want to try and avoid, Maya Brady at the plate with a couple in scoring position. Brady hit one to very deep center, but it was caught her last time up. Fired out to center field. It'll drop in there. So Liss is now 2 for 2 on the night.
But I think these rookies are seeing what we've all been saying forever, is that they're still good hitters and they can hit these pitches off the plate. They've just been so trained to take a lot more in the college game. Tough strikes on the outer half, and Jalen Ford, the call has gone her way and quickly into a pitcher's count 0-2. And I think that those first two pitches of the at-bat, going off of what Maria was talking about, rookies in the bigger strike zone, prime example of this strike zone just being bigger than what we saw in the college game.
And it makes a really big difference. It helps out the pitchers some, and then the hitters have to do it a little differently as that's skidded up the middle into center. Romero has got a base hit, and now you see Texas trying to battle back after the 3-run Spark fourth.
Just a veteran swing by Sierra Romero, just to be able to throw her barrel at that changeup last minute, 56 miles an hour. And Sid Romero, her sister, by the way, was playing more up the middle of the field and able to scoot it past her. 72 miles an hour exit velocity off the bat. That jump.
Here with the Volts, this time getting her first AUSL hit, and Aaliyah Binford actually said, hey, it's because you have the right colors on now that you're able to get a hit in the AUSL.
She had a day. She woke up at like 3 a.m., had to get on a flight, played in a game that night, went late into the night, and I think she went to sleep at like midnight or 1 a.m. Just a long day for Kirsten Roos, but I'm sure that adrenaline was running on a high, and that energy from her team. I just love knowing that she was coaching girls that can look up to her and see her get the call up, so to speak. And know that that's going to be an option for them once they are old enough and get an opportunity to play in college post that.
You're never sure when that call is going to come, but you need to be ready for it whenever it does. Working the count here against Ford. It's now 3-2.
The senior class that we had in this 2026 college season was just so deep. See a lot of rookies making an impact on these teams in all different types of ways.
Swing and a miss. Sees 8 pitches, but ultimately Ford gets the strikeout. 2 gone in the inning now.
Rise ball that was called, but it has some screwball action, meaning it's going to move away from Kirsten Roos, kind of head toward that left-handed batter's box. Gets the chase, but I like the spot of it, kind of like a low rise with screwball action.
So you get Riley Boone up to the plate, hitting with 2 outs. In the air, center field. Brady there to make the catch, and really nicely done.
Yeah, and I've been so impressed with the year that Megan Grant has had coming over. And yeah, if you're going to win SB winners, Kat Osterman you would expect. And then Taryn Millot, who's the pitching coach with Chicago. A lot of AUSL ties amongst that group.
Yeah, I love it. Kat Osterman, who's the general manager of the Volts. You can barely see her. She's inside today. Caught a foul ball yesterday. Gave it to a fan, which is fun to see, but she won couple in back-to-back years there. Taryn Millot McKinney, she's the pitching coach for the Bandits. Jocelyn Allo in the mix. Love seeing her softball players winning awards. It's big time to win an SB.
Yeah, we'll see how things end up turning out. Leanne Good, who we said is with the Texas Volts, she is actually headed to the SB Awards after her team. 1-1 here against Delaney Wiz. Carta jumps ahead in the count. It's 1-2. The Spark getting 3 runs in the last inning as walks at 3 of the first 4 hitters in the frame, and then a throwing error thrown in there, and then a sacrifice fly. So in the 4th, you see the Spark get 3 runs. They do so without the benefit of a hit.
Yeah, in fact, they're 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. So not gotten that big hit, but have just found different ways to get on base and make things happen. This is the best home run hitting team in the league, but always good to find different ways to get on base. Sometimes that home run power goes a little bit cold, but proven they can score in different ways.
Three and two, and it's important, especially if you're going to be one of those top 3 teams that makes it to College Station, that you're going to be able to score runs in different ways. Spark trying to get on a run. Fly ball out to left field. And a nice play made there for out number 1. Goodwin makes the catch. The ESPYs, they are live Wednesday at 8 Eastern on ABC and ESPN, celebrating the biggest moments in sports. Don't miss it or catch it anytime on the ESPN app. Good time to have the ESPYs because it's those interesting times in the sports calendar. I mean, you've got the AUSL and great opportunity for fans to tune in because of the playoff race, but yeah, not a whole lot going on. You got the baseball all-star game tonight. One to one.
You know, Jeff, we were talking about the way that the Spark have scored runs in a different way in this game and just finding ways to get on base via walks, but entering this game, we talked about the Spark lead the AUSL in home runs. And the Volts just have been stingy with the amount of home runs that they have given up in the month of July. Only 3 for the whole month compared to the full month of June. 23 home runs.
Out to deep center field, and it's gone. Amari Harper sends it over the fence in center field. So maybe doing it a little different in the 4th, but back to the long ball here in the 5th, and it's 5-1 OKC.
And you mentioned that they've relied on her a lot in this role, and that changeup is a big reason why.
Yeah, and pretty fun for Jessica Mullins. She gets to be reunited with her head coach at Texas State, Ricky Woodard, and obviously has had a big influence in the career of Jessica Mullins. There's Coach Woodard.
She's a homebody. She's from Texas, from the Houston area. Like you mentioned, played for Ricky Woodard, the Volts head coach. So there's a lot of Texas connections for this Volts team as there is another hit by pitch.
So by my count, between walks and hit by pitch is 9 in total. And Josh Trevino, who's the pitching coach for the Volts, is going to make his way out. We see Oklahoma City again load up the bases. This is what happened in the last inning, too. They loaded up the bases with 3 walks before an error and a sacrifice fly helped them to a 3-run frame.
Imagine what this score would be if they could get a hit with runners in scoring position. They are 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position, just trying to find a pitch to hit, just this lack of command. I would imagine it's a tough day to be a hitter when there's not a lot of good pitches over the heart of the plate, throwing more off, more down, more hard inside with these hit by pitches. It's not easy to get comfortable in the box on a day like today.
No, it really isn't. And
hitters, it has been so much fun to watch.
Oh, I love it. And, you know, we have that new pitching series that is continuing to be released, done by Savannah Collins, about spin and accuracy and speed and movement. But there's a whole other side to what happens in that dugout. That could be an entire additional segment of that pitching series with the pitching coach and the pitcher and how they go about scouting hitters and what they're looking for and what they're going to game plan for the next inning. I mean, that could be its own series as well. It's just scouting and game prepping.
I mean, pitchers are, as you know, Amanda, they're all very different. Some want a lot of communication. Some want to kind of be left alone. What side did you fall on when you pitched?
I wanted a lot of communication. The more communication, the better for me. I love feedback. I like making adjustments, and especially from, you know, my catcher about pitch location, because sometimes as a pitcher, you're not realistic about where the pitch location actually was, and you need somebody to be real with you, whether that be your pitching coach or catcher, about what's going wrong, so you can make an in-game adjustment and stay out there a little longer, because as a pitcher, you want to pitch. You want to be in the game.
And the thing is, for the way Ford has pitched, she does well in this start. She might end up getting another start.
And I think she should, and I think that she will. Maddie Penta is a probable starter for tomorrow. They've used Maya Johnson a little bit less than what they had to do at the beginning of the season, where the spark started. When these two teams played each other at first, it was an all-rookie pitching
month. Moli-Pola sends it a mile, but foul.
Well, in that Japan Diamond League as well, they play, it's a long season. They play early in the year, and then they have a break in the summer, and then the players that play in that league will go back there after the AUSL season to finish out the full JDL season.
A number of players will say that softball's their full-time job when you consider how long that season is, and then you count the break that you have in the summer months, and then you come and play in the AUSL, and it's pretty cool. You can make a living doing that. The styles are a little bit different. The practices, I know, in Japan are a little bit longer. But great softball there and great softball here. Moli-Pola is a strikeout victim. So Ford, she's also picked up some strikeouts in this game. That's 5 now.
She sure has. This is a backdoor curveball that has some late break to it, and that's the thing. Jalen Ford is more of an upspin pitcher, so sometimes her curveball on both sides of the plate will also move up a little bit, and that's why when she was throwing a few drop balls early in the game, it was like, whoa, where is this coming from? Because that gives such a different look to these hitters.
Well, she's ahead of the count against Garcia. That's the other thing about Ford, working ahead a lot. No hits in this game for Garcia. And 1 strike count to her. 0 for 3 in the game.
It was big for the Spark to pick up Sarah Gordon. We were talking about her back behind the plate, one of the Georgia rookies, because then Delaney Wiz able to move to first base, where she's been so good and maybe more of her true position. She did not catch a lot growing up, did not catch until she was in the later years of her career at UCLA.
Pitch is taken high. Time for Wiz as a softball coach as well. Time spent at Nevada and San Diego State. It's just something, maybe a little extra that you get when you're both playing and coaching, because it allows you to see the game differently. 3-2 count here against Wiz.
That's kind of what they say about people with an injury too, right? Like it's just a different angle, a different way to look at the game. Coaching can kind of be that same way where you see the game differently, you see plays and strategies and moments differently.
Fouls this one away.
A professional hitter. She comes from a baseball family. They know the swing, they know mechanics, they know approach, and she's just so short to the ball, uses both alleys to right center and left center. Her other home run was in the way that she's been able, or I should say extra base hits, that she's been able to use the right side of the field. This one more toward the pull side, and able to go up and get a rise ball, handle it well.
Comes from a great background. Dad Joe operates a baseball and softball school. Grandfather Joe Sr. played 8 seasons in the majors with 4 different teams. Sky to left. Is there going to be room? No.
I've seen somebody like her get an opportunity to play in this league too. Remember, Jackie Liss started her career, played 3 years at Southern Illinois, and then transferred to Texas Tech, where you're able to probably play tougher competition and get seen to be in the reserve athlete pool and get pulled.
In theaters. Put a lime on your to-do list. Corona. La Playa awaits.
The AUSL, it is sponsored by Gooder as well as by Mizuno. Now, it's been quite a night for Jalen Ford. She's pitched 6 innings. She's given up 8 hits in this game, but she's really provided some length for her team on a night where the offense has stepped up, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Jalen Ford starting another game in the circle in a couple of days.
Absolutely. I'd put her back out there too, pitching very well, and 14 strikeouts in her last 8 1/3 innings. She's coming on strong right when this team needs her. I don't know. I have a feeling this pitching staff with Maddie Pinta getting the ball likely tomorrow. She's a probable starter. Again, the way that Elena Vaughter threw, I think this pitching staff is about to step up here late in the season, maybe peak at the right time.
Counts 0-2 against Haley Lee, who is on for a pinch hitter. I mean, this is probably also for the Spark. It is one of the best overall starting performances that they have received all year. Lee dunks it into right field in front of Stuart Hunter. So an opposite field hit to lead off this 7th inning. That'll be Jesse Warren. It was going to be Warren actually to come up, but it's going to be Grace Jenkins who bats here.